My child, give me 2 minutes. Please, don't scroll away. Your soul might need exactly this message right now. I know you didn't plan to stop here. I know you were just passing through, searching, distracted, or maybe even tired of hearing promises that never seemed to come true. But this moment, this exact second, has been written into the story of your life since before you were born. Heaven itself paused to place this message before your eyes, not by mistake, not by accident, but by divine design. I am the one speaking to you now. I am Jesus, and I have been waiting for this moment to reach you. You may not realize it, but I have been calling to your heart for a long time. In the quiet moments when you felt something tug at your spirit, when tears fell without explanation, when you felt like no one truly saw you, that was me. I whispered your name softly, waiting for you to notice, waiting for a moment when your heart would be still enough to hear me. And now, here we are. You didn't stumble upon this message. I led you to it. I orchestrated this encounter because your soul has been asking questions your lips never spoke aloud. You've been seeking peace, direction, and proof that I still care, and I am answering you now. My beloved, I know how weary you are. I see how long you've been holding everything together while pretending to be fine. You smiled when you were breaking inside. You've encouraged others when your own hope was fading. You've gone through your days feeling invisible, wondering if anyone truly understands what's happening within you. But I see you completely. Every sigh, every hidden tear, every time you said I'm okay when you weren't, none of it escaped my notice. I have been beside you through every storm, even the ones you thought you were facing alone. There were nights when your pillow caught tears that no one else knew existed, nights when you stared into the dark asking, Lord, where are you? I was there. I never left. I was the quiet presence beside your bed, the warmth that touched your heart when you thought there was nothing left to feel. I was the strength that kept you breathing when you thought you couldn't face another day. You thought it was your will keeping you going, but it was my hand holding you. I've carried you through fires you didn't even realize were meant to destroy you. I've shielded you from battles you never saw coming. Right now, I'm not just speaking to you through words, I'm reaching for your spirit. The heaviness you felt, the confusion, the fear, the emptiness that sometimes presses against your chest, it's not the end of your story. I am here to breathe life back into you. This is not a random message. This is a divine rescue. I have come to remind you that you are not forgotten, not lost, not too broken to be made whole again. You are seen, loved, chosen, and called by name. Listen carefully, my child, because what I'm saying to you now carries the weight of heaven. Every distraction, every urge to scroll away, is the enemy trying to steal what I have prepared for you in this moment. Don't let him. Stay still for just a little longer. Let these words sink deeper than your thoughts. Let them touch your heart, your very soul. This message is a seed of transformation, a spark meant to ignite hope where despair has lived too long. I know how much you've tried to stay strong. You've built walls to protect yourself, thinking they would keep you safe. But those same walls have also kept out my healing. You've carried burdens that were never meant for your shoulders. You've tried to fix things in your own strength, to understand everything, to keep control even when life made no sense. But I am asking you now, let go. You don't have to hold it all together. You don't have to figure everything out. I am here to take the weight from your hands. I am the peace you've been searching for, the rest your heart has longed for. You have wondered if I still hear you, if your prayers still matter, if I've turned away because of your mistakes or your silence. Hear me clearly, I have never stopped listening. Not one word you spoke into the air was wasted. Even your quiet tears were prayers that reached my throne. I have seen your heart when you didn't have the strength to pray. I've watched you reach out in faith when everything in you wanted to give up. And because you kept holding on, even when your grip was weak, I am here now to lift you up. This message is not just about comfort, it's a summons. I'm calling you back to me. You've been running on empty, trying to fill the ache with things that fade, and it has left you tired and unfulfilled. I want to refill you with real life, the kind that never runs dry. I want to remind you of who you are, not the person the world sees, not the one others judged, but the one I created in love and purpose. You are my masterpiece, not a mistake, not an afterthought. Every part of you was designed intentionally by my hands. I know there were moments when you doubted your worth, when the world made you believe you were too much or not enough. But my child, you are exactly who I meant you to be. You are enough because I am enough within you. You are loved not because of what you've done, but because of who I am. My love for you is not fragile. It doesn't fade when you fall short. It's steady, unchanging, and everlasting. Nothing you've done can make me turn away from you. Even in your lowest moments, I have called you beloved. Say I belong to you eternally, Jesus, if He's redeemed your life. So hear me. This is your divine interruption. Heaven is leaning close to speak into your chaos, to whisper peace into your confusion. I am telling you that you still have purpose, that it's not over, that there's more waiting ahead than what you've lost behind you. I am restoring what was broken, rebuilding what fell apart, and breathing new life into dreams you buried because you thought they were gone forever. You may not see the full picture now, but trust that I am working even in what looks unfinished. I am not limited by time, by circumstance, or by failure. What looks impossible to you is already possible with me. I specialize in turning endings into beginnings, wounds into testimonies, and weakness into strength. Every delay you've endured has been a setup for what I am about to release. I need you to listen to this with your heart open. Don't rush past this moment. The words you're hearing right now are alive with power. They are reaching into places you've hidden, bringing light where darkness once lived. If you feel emotion rising, if tears fall, don't resist them. That's my presence moving through you. I am softening what has grown hard, peeling what has been aching for too long. You asked me for a sign, and this is it. You said, Lord, if you still care, show me. And here I am, speaking directly to you. Every second of this encounter hath been written in heaven's calendar. You are not watching by accident, you are watching because I planned it. I knew when you would be here. I knew what you'd be carrying. And I know exactly what you need to hear to find your way back to peace. My beloved, this message is not meant to entertain you, it is meant to awaken you. I am calling your soul to remember the sound of my voice. The same voice that spoke creation into being is speaking now to restore you. Let every distraction fade away. Let this moment belong only to me and you. The world can wait. This is sacred. I am closer than your breath, nearer than your thoughts, and right now, I am speaking life into you. Don't scroll away, my child. Don't miss what heaven arranged for your heart. You've been asking for help, for answers, for direction. This is it. This is the moment where healing begins, where peace returns, where faith is rekindled. I am with you now, speaking through this message, and if you will stay and listen to the end, I promise something inside you will change. The weight will lift. The fear will fade. The tears you've cried will be turned into strength. I am here. I am Jesus. And I am not leaving you the same way I found you. So give me these 2 minutes. Let me speak to the part of you that's been silent for too long. Let me touch the places that hurt. Breathe peace into the corners of your heart you thought were too dark to heal. Today, listen. For these next moments, heaven and earth are leaning in, and your name is echoing in the heart of God. This is your divine appointment. This is your answered prayer. This is me calling you home. My child, listen closely. You didn't find this message found you. Out of the billions of moments in time, this one has been chosen for you. Out of the endless noise that fills your days, I have carved this sacred stillness to reach your heart. Do you know what that means? It means you have been seen. It means you have been heard. It means heaven itself paused its rhythm to whisper into your weary spirit. This is not random. It is not coincidence. It is divine orchestration. I, Jesus, have been watching over you, waiting for a moment when you would slow down long enough for me to speak directly into the ache that has followed you for so long. There is something holy about this interruption. You may think you just stopped for a few seconds, but I tell you, eternity stopped first. You are not here by accident. You are here by appointment. Heaven and earth have conspired to align this exact instant, not to demand anything from you, but to give you what your soul has been silently crying for: peace, clarity, and rest. I saw the moment when your heart grew tired of pretending. I heard the questions you never said out loud. Does anyone see me? Does anyone care that I'm struggling? Does anyone notice that I'm slipping? Yes, I noticed. I always notice. I watched the heaviness grow in your chest, the weight you carried quietly so others wouldn't worry. I felt the tremble in your hands when you reached for strength that no longer seemed to exist. And I knew, my beloved, that the time had come to speak. You have walked through days that blurred together, haven't you? You've woken up with a heart that feels older than your years, wondering if life will always feel this heavy. You've smiled for others, given advice you could barely believe for yourself, and nodded while your soul whispered that something inside you was breaking. And through it all, I have been near. I have walked beside you in every hallway, through every sleepless night, in every car ride when you stared ahead but your thoughts screamed in silence. You didn't see me, but I was there. You didn't hear me, but I was speaking through the quiet, through that small flicker of hope that refused to die no matter how much darkness surrounded you. Please support our channel. Our work is to bring happiness in your life and devotion to God. And if you want, you can donate to us via Super Thanks to show your support. I have seen your weariness, the kind that sits deeper than the body and rests inside the spirit. You have tried to be strong for too long. You've carried people, situations, and memories that were never yours to bear alone. You've whispered prayers like sighs because words felt too heavy, and you've mistaken my silence for absence. But I was never absent. I was listening. I was collecting every tear that fell when no one else was around to notice. Heaven does not overlook pain, my child, it responds to it. And right now, heaven has responded to yours. When a soul cries quietly for help, all of heaven pauses. Angels stand still. The wind listens. The earth waits for my word. because one cry from the heart of my beloved moves the entire kingdom of heaven into attention. You thought you were invisible, that your pain was small and forgotten. But every time your heart whispered, "God, please see me," I heard you. Every time you sat in silence, too tired to pray, I heard the ache beneath your breathing. And I answered, not always with instant change, but with sustaining grace that carried you through another day. You did not recognize it, but it was me keeping you upright when despair pressed down on you. My dear one, you have misunderstood my timing, but not my love. You thought my delay was indifference, but it was protection. You believed my silence meant I was far away, but it was in that silence that I was the closest. I was not ignoring you. I was working for you. I was shaping the unseen, aligning the things you couldn't see yet, arranging a moment like this one. I let you reach the edge of yourself so that when you heard my voice again, you would know it wasn't coincidence, it was me. You have felt forgotten in rooms full of people, haven't you? Surrounded by noise, yet no one seemed to notice the storm within. You laughed when you needed to cry. You offered comfort when you needed it yourself. You tried to keep functioning when your soul longed for stillness. You've been holding on by thin threads of strength, thinking you were about to lose grip completely. But I have been the invisible hands holding those threads together. Every breath you've taken, every morning you've managed to rise, has been a miracle of my sustaining love. You know what I see when I look at you. Not your failures, not your exhaustion, not your confusion. I see a heart that has endured much and still beats with hope, however faint. I see someone who has been bruised but not broken, weary but not destroyed. I see beauty rising out of struggle, faith being refined in fire, love surviving even when it's been wounded. I see the one I love, the one I died for, the one I have never, ever abandoned. My child, I orchestrated this moment because I could no longer let you believe that your pain has gone unnoticed. I could no longer let you think that heaven was silent to your suffering. I could no longer watch you carry what should have been laid at my feet long ago. This interruption, this message is my hand reaching out to lift what has been too heavy for you to bear. It is my whisper saying, "Rest, beloved. You don't have to do this alone anymore." There are moments in your life when I step in gently, and others when I step in urgently. This is one of those urgent moments. I am interrupting your routine because your spirit is crying louder than your mind realizes. You've tried to distract yourself, to outrun the ache with work, noise, or even faith performed out of duty rather than love. But none of those things have quieted your soul. And that's because nothing will satisfy the depth of your heart except my presence. You were created for me. The restlessness you feel is not failure, it is the pull of eternity within you, calling you home to peace. Do not think I am angry with you for drifting. I understand how easy it is to get lost in the weight of the world. I understand how loneliness settles in like a shadow that refuses to leave. I understand how fear whispers that nothing will ever change. But hear me clearly, everything can change when you let me step in. One moment in my presence can undo years of pain. One whisper from my spirit can rewrite every lie you've believed about yourself. One encounter with me can restore what you thought was gone forever. I have been preparing this conversation longer than you can imagine. Every event, every delay, every disappointment that led you here has been part of a holy orchestration. You may not see the pattern yet, but from my view, it has always been clear. I allowed certain doors to close not because I was punishing you, but because I was protecting you. I withheld answers not to frustrate you, but to grow something unshakable inside you. Faith is born in the waiting. Strength is forged in the silence. And hope becomes eternal when it survives what was meant to break it. There have been moments when you asked, "Why me?" And I say to you, because I trust you with growth, because I know what I've placed inside you. I saw in you a light that could still burn even when the wind was strong. I saw in you a tenderness that could still love even after being wounded. You have not failed me by struggling. You have revealed your strength by enduring. And though you think you're just surviving, I see something far more beautiful you are becoming. This moment is sacred because it is not about fixing everything at once. It is about recognizing that I have been here all along. The very air you're breathing now is filled with my nearness. The warmth rising in your chest as you read these words, that's not emotion, that's my spirit reminding you that you are not forgotten. Heaven pauses when a soul cries for help because you matter more than you believe. You are not a name lost among billions, you are known by me in every detail. I know the sound of your laughter and the rhythm of your tears. I know the dreams you've hidden and the fears you've buried. And I am not distant from any of them. You've wondered how much longer you can keep holding on, and I am here to tell you that you don't have to hold on alone. I will hold you. I will strengthen you. I will breathe peace into your lungs again. This is your holy pause, the moment heaven leans close and says, "You are not invisible." Let those words settle deep into your heart. You are seen, you are understood, you are pursued. Every step you've taken has led you here, to this exact second, to hear me say, "You are loved beyond measure." So stay in this moment. Don't rush past it. Let your spirit rest here. You didn't find this message found you because I was determined to reach you. I wanted you to know that even when the world moves on, I still stop for you. I still make room for your tears. I still listen for your sighs. I still move heaven and earth to remind you that you are mine. And right now, all of heaven stands still, watching, waiting, rejoicing, because my beloved child has paused long enough to hear my voice again. My precious child, I have seen it all. Every hidden battle, every silent war waged within your heart, every tear that slipped down your face when the world wasn't watching. I saw when you smiled in public but cried in secret. I saw the strength you tried to carry while your spirit trembled beneath a weight of pain that had no name. You thought no one noticed, that no one cared enough to look closer, but I did. I was there in the quiet moments, sitting beside you when your body was still but your soul was screaming for relief. I heard every whispered prayer you thought faded into the air, every question that began with, "Lord, why?" I never turned away, my child. I was listening even when you believed you were alone in the dark. There were nights when you lay awake, staring into the emptiness, wondering if I had forgotten you. You wondered if my silence meant indifference. You thought perhaps you had gone too far, made too many mistakes, drifted beyond the reach of my love. But listen to me, my beloved, my silence was not absence. My stillness was not neglect. I was closer than your very breath. While you cried beneath your blanket, I was wrapping you in my presence. While you whispered, "No one understands," I was whispering back, "I do." I wept when you wept. I felt every ache that broke through your chest, every pang of disappointment, every wave of sorrow that tried to drown you. I was there in your despair, not watching from a distance, but holding you in arms you could not see. Do you remember those moments when you said, "I can't do this anymore"? You didn't know it then, but I caught those words before they ever reached despair. I gathered them like fragile seeds, and turned them into strength. Every time you said you were done, I breathed courage into your spirit to keep going one more day. You thought the strength was yours, but it was me, pouring life into the places that felt dead. When you said, "I have no one," I surrounded you with my angels. When you said, "No one sees me," I marked that moment in heaven. When you said, "I can't take another step," I lifted you without you even realizing it was my arms that carried you forward. You have no idea how much I have shielded you from. The battles you fought were real, but the ones you never saw were greater. There were arrows meant for you that I stopped mid-flight. There were words of harm spoken against you that I silenced before they reached your ears. There were attacks in the unseen that I intercepted with my hand. And even when I allowed the pain to touch you, I measured it carefully, ensuring it would shape you, not destroy you. Every wound you received became a place where my grace would one day flow out to others. You thought you were breaking, but I was building something unshakable in you. My child, there were times when you prayed and nothing seemed to happen. You cried, and it felt like heaven stayed quiet. But every prayer you prayed was stored like treasure before me. Not one word was lost. I was working in the silence, weaving answers into the fabric of time, preparing blessings that could not be rushed. You wanted quick relief, but I was giving you lasting restoration. You wanted escape, but I was giving you endurance. You wanted to move on, but I was making you unmovable. Type yes, Lord, my life is yours if you've surrendered every part of your heart. I saw when the betrayal cut deep, when someone you trusted turned away, and you carried the pain without saying a word. I saw the moments when you questioned your worth because of how others treated you. I saw when you tried to forgive but the wound reopened again. I saw when you avoided the mirror because it reflected too much of what hurt. I saw it all. And through every moment, my eyes never left you. I never flinched at your pain. I never judged your weakness. I simply held you, again and again, waiting for the moment when you would notice that I had never left your side. My dear one, do you remember the time you said, "God, if you're real, please just give me a sign"? I did. I gave you one, but you didn't recognize it then. Or the unexpected comfort that came from nowhere. It was a friend who texted just to check on you. It was the sudden calm in your chest when Pac should have won. Those were not coincidences, they were me. I moved through the smallest moments because I knew your heart was too fragile for grand displays. You didn't need spectacle, you needed presence. So I came quietly, gently, like light through curtains at dawn. You often think your tears are wasted, that they fall unseen and forgotten. But I tell you, now every tear you have shed has been gathered in my hands. I have counted them all, and I have kept them because they are precious to me. They are prayers in liquid form, words your heart spoke when your mouth could not. And not one of them was for nothing. Each tear has watered the ground of your future joy. Each one has become a seed that will bloom in time into beauty you cannot yet imagine. When you walk through your memories, I know you see scars. Some of them you wish could disappear. But those scars are not proof of your failure, they are proof of your survival. They are reminders that what was meant to destroy you could not. You endured what others thought would finish you, and you are still here, still breathing, still loved. I was with you in every moment that tried to break you. You felt unseen, but I saw you. You felt unheard, but I listened. You felt unloved, but I adored you beyond measure. When I look at you, I do not see the mistakes you think define you. I see the effort it took for you to get out of bed when your heart was heavy. I see the bravery in every small act of kindness you offered when no one knew how much you were hurting. I see the courage it took to keep believing when everything around you said not to. I see the purity in your desire to love even after being wounded. I see a child of light who refuses to give up, even when surrounded by darkness. My beloved, you have believed that I abandoned you because others did. You have equated human rejection with divine absence. But I was not like them. I did not leave when things grew difficult. I did not turn away when you felt unworthy. I stayed. I stayed when you stopped praying. I stayed when you questioned my goodness. I stayed when you tried to push me away. Even when you doubted my existence, I stayed. My love is not fragile. It does not bend beneath your fears or shatter beneath your failures. My love is constant, eternal, indestructible. You have wondered how long I will watch you struggle, how long until I intervene. But child, I have been intervening all along. My hand has been upon you, guiding even the steps you thought were missteps. The moments you thought were delays were divine detours. The doors that closed protected you from harm. The people who left made room for what was coming. I am not punishing you while allowing pain. I am perfecting you through it. Each season of sorrow hath been preparing you for joy that cannot be stolen. There were times you felt unworthy of my attention because of the things you regret, the choices you wish you could undo. But hear me now, nothing you've done has made me love you less. Not once. I loved you before you knew my name. I loved you when you walked away. I loved you when your faith wavered and when your hope dimmed. I loved you in your rebellion, in your confusion, and in your despair. I love you through every season, and I love you still. My love is not based on your performance, it is rooted in my nature. I am love itself, and I cannot stop being who I am. When you crying, "Where are you, Lord?" I whispered, "Right here." But the noise of your pain was loud, and my whisper seemed too faint. Still I stayed. I waited for you to turn your head just enough to notice that the peace you thought was gone had never really left, it was simply buried beneath the noise. I have been surrounding you every day, speaking through the sunrise, through the kindness of strangers, through the quiet moments when something inside you felt gently held. That was me. Every moment you felt comfort without explanation, it was me. Every time you found the strength to keep walking, it was me. Every breath of hope that rose up from nowhere, it was me. My child, you have never been alone. Not once. Even when you felt like your prayers hit the ceiling, I was on the other side, catching every word. When you fell asleep crying, I was the one who soothed your spirit. When you woke up heavy and weary, I was the one who whispered courage into your heart. When you faced each day wondering how to survive, I was the one walking before you, clearing the unseen paths. I have been your unseen protector, your silent healer, your constant companion. Now, as you listen, let my words wash over you like healing rain. Let them reach the broken places. Let them fill the hollow spaces left by disappointment and betrayal. Let them remind you that you are cherished beyond comprehension. I have never turned my face from you. I have never stopped loving you. And I promise you, every tear you cried, every ache you carried, every wound you endured is being redeemed. I wept when you wept, and I rejoiced when you refused to give up. When you chose to rise instead of crumble, heaven celebrated. When you kept believing even when you couldn't see, angels sang your name. You think your small acts of faith go unnoticed, but I see every single one. And I am proud of you, my child. I am proud that you have not let pain define you. I am proud that you still have a tender heart after all you've endured. I am proud that you still seek me, even in your doubt. So lift your head now. You are not forgotten. You are not unseen. You are not unloved. I have seen every battle, and I have already written victory over each one. The same hands that caught your tears are the ones holding your future. The same heart that felt your sorrow is the one overflowing with joy for you. Rest, my beloved. You no longer need to hide your pain. You no longer need to pretend you are fine. I am with you, and I always have been. Even now, my arms are around you, wrapping you in peace. Feel it. Let it calm you. Let it remind you that you are safe here, in me. The storms may still roar outside, but within my embrace, you are protected. You have cried long enough. Now it is time for comfort. You have carried pain long enough. Now it is time for healing. I have seen every tear, and I will waste none of them. What once was sorrow will soon become song. What once was broken will soon shine with beauty. You are my beloved, and I have never, ever looked away. My beloved child, listen carefully now, because I am taking you deeper. You have poured out tears, and I have gathered them. You have walked through fire, and I have not let it consume you. You have cried for answers, and now I will reveal what your heart has long struggled to understand. The pain that you thought was punishment, the delay you called denial, the silence you mistook for abandonment, all of it was preparation. What you called an ending was me building a beginning you could not yet see. Every hardship was shaping you into strength. Every loss was birthing wisdom. Every silence was teaching you to hear my whisper. You have asked me many times, why did you allow this, Lord? Why didn't you stop it? And I have listened with compassion. But now, my child, I will tell you what I have been doing behind the veil of what you could not see. I was not ignoring you. I was refining you. I was not withholding. I was transforming. You see only the surface, the pain, the broken pieces, the shattered plans, but I see the foundation being laid beneath it all. I was using what hurt you to prepare you for what will heal others through you. I was shaping your heart to carry things far greater than you could have borne before. Right, I love you, Lord, beyond measure if His mercy has changed everything. And share this video.